Hello everyone, today I'll be making a solo prophecy video on the Kell Echo with no Anarchy with Hunter. For my subclass, I'll be using Night Stalker bottom tree with Gambler's Dodge. For the DPS for Kell Echo, I'll be switching my Gambler's Dodge to Marksman Dodge. So I'll be using Will of the Horde. Next, I'll be using the 7 Seraph VY-7 submachine gun. For my heavy, I'll be using the Swarm of the Raven with spike nades and auto-loading holster. For my helmet, I'll be using mobility mod plus 10 with grenade launcher ammo finder and taken charge. Next, I'll be using double grenade launcher loader with 5 mobility mod and supercharge. For my exotic, I'll be using the 6 Coyote with double grenade launcher reserves and loosened blade. Now you're probably wondering, why am I using loosened blade? The reason why I'm using loosened blade is to collect charge of light times 5 and then swap to my other 6 Coyote with high energy fire to do 20% damage DPS at the boss fight. For my legs, I'll be using plus 10 discipline mod with double grenade launcher scavenger and fire team medic. Lastly, I'll be using double bomber with charge up and 5 mobility mod. For the final boss DPS, I'll be switching my gear. So I'll be switching a different chest armor and leg armor. For the second 6 Coyote chest armor, we'll be using grenade launcher reserves with plus 5 discipline mod with sniper damage resistance with high energy fire to get 20% damage for weapons. For the leg armor for the boss fight, I'll be using plus 10 mobility mod, double grenade launcher scavenger with blast radius. We're defeating multiple components with grenade launcher. You can get charge of light. Alright guys, so I'm just using my Will of the Horde to shoot where these prisons will be spawning. So now we're going to take down the knight. And I would like to say this boss fight is a little different than last season. Prisons do spawn much more faster and a little bit way more aggressive than last season. Way more. So there are some changes for the prophecy for Beyond Light than last season. So you can see here, I'm trying to gather all the motes and we're gonna dunk it over here. The ogre will spawn in, and what I like to do is shoot a body shot Wilderer, throw a nade, turn invisible. Then I swap to my submachine gun and 90% chance I will get a Warmind cell, as you can see here, to clear down the ads. Especially the prisons or the taken bunnies. Now the knights are still aggressive as last season. They just hit much hard because we don't have high barrier or taken barrier to take reduction damage. So now what I'm doing is I'm trying to take control of the ads and then we're going to get the motes. So now I'm just trying to be careful because all these prisons are duplicating really fast. The prisons duplicate super fast compared to last season. Always take them down as much as you can. If you don't, they will kill you. And they are very aggressive. And that's why I'm using a Warmind cell to clear them down. So anyway, you can see here, I threw my nade, Will of the Horde, just waiting for the ogre to die, and hopefully I can get a Warmind cell to clear down the ads. You can body shot the knights with Will of the Horde and then move to a light or dark area, that way you can get the light or the dark motes to collect. So now the last thing what I like to do is try to get the dark motes, and I have to take down the knights by standing in the dark where there's gonna be fire flames at the screen at the bottom. That way I can get dark motes. I was collecting the dark motes and was trying to kill the knight. For some reason this knight decided to walk quickly to the left side, which was really awkward. You can see there, it just ran to the left quickly and he did not want me to kill him. When prisons do spawn, they can push the motes, so definitely pick them up as quickly as possible when you see them. There is still a bug where motes can go under the sand, so if it does happen and if you don't have enough motes, you have to kill the third knight. So now I killed the third ogre. So first what I'm going to do is clear down the ads. I'm gonna swap my gear very soon once I clear down all the ads, because they are gonna multiply like bunnies and I don't want to mess me up, especially when I'm switching weapons. And I do apologize for my PS4 lagging. I recorded this footage before the update where Bungie was fixing the screen tearing. And always remember to put the marksman dodge when going through the boss DPS. When you do the final dunk, knights will despawn and prisons will spawn much more slower than before. So you can take your time to switch weapons. So you can see here I have Charge of Light times 5. I wanted to try to keep as much Charge of Light so I can do 20% damage at the boss. So now I'm trying my best to shoot body wheel the horde, and of course I have to deal with the snipers since you don't want to ignore them at all, especially at this boss fight. They can kill you during your DPS of the boss, so I recommend you take them down first and then deal with the boss. So here I did a dodge, wheel the horde, and another dodge. Then I move to the next platform to take down the snipers. Then once I do that, I like to throw my nade and then shoot more with the horde. Then I'll be dealing the 2 snipers from the back. The boss likes to do its attack where it can teleport you from the back. You'll see a text on the left side where it's called the Dark Entropy. And you must do DPS at mid-range to the boss. If you get the Dark Entropy times 10, you will die. And you can see here I'm trying to do as much DPS as I can. Now, funny story. So when I was recording this footage, it's actually my first time where my health is on red. Usually I never get red health on doing this boss DPS at this part. I could have done more damage at the boss, to be honest, if I wasn't on red health, because I almost died from the boss shooting at me. Now what I like to do is just scout for ammo, because we'll be dealing with the second room. And of course don't forget to switch your gear. So I'll be switching to my other 6 coyote and my other leg armor, and of course gambler's dodge. We don't want to go to the room with marksman dodge. We don't want that to happen, especially for hunter. Always remember to switch out your gear and always put Gambler's Dodge for the next room. Since we're a Night Stalker, we could take advantage with our invisibility. Now we're going to go to the teleporter. When going to the teleporter, always jump when going down to the next room. That way you won't be on red health, so prisons won't kill you, and of course the knights won't shoot you far away. So remember to jump so you can land safely, and don't jump too soon. So now I'm just trying to take cover, and of course trying to see what motes I need dunk. So it looks like I need light motes, 2 light motes, and 1 dark mote. So since I know which motes to get, I wanted to try to get the light motes first, since there's more dark than light in this area, which I do not like. So getting light motes is a bit tougher than getting dark. Always take control of the ads, especially for this season where prisons do spawn much faster than season of arrivals. So once I get the motes, I quickly dunk it, and definitely be careful when dunking it as well. So I did a dodge near the boss, throw my nade, shoot a body shot, turn invisible and swap to my machine gun, and hopefully I can get a Warmind cell. So you can see here I didn't get a Warmind cell from the ogre, but I did from the prisons. So like I said, it just works around 90% of the time when dealing with the ogre. So now what I have to do is get light motes again and dark. I decided to do a body shot on the two knights since they're both together. And I want to get light motes, so I moved to the light side where you see white flames at the bottom of the screen. And once I kill them, I collect the motes and then I go dunk it. When dunking the motes, always be careful and make sure you have full health. That way the boss won't kill you and the knights. Shoot a Wilderhorde, throw a nade, switch to submachine gun, shoot a Warmind cell, and then proceed to the next mote. Or if there's too many prisons, then take them down first and then deal with the knights. Another thing I'd like to mention is don't ignore the prisons. They will duplicate a lot under a minute. So always take them down as much as possible and then deal with the knights. So I accidentally killed the knights and made light motes. So if this happens to you where the Warmind cell kills the knights when you're in the light area, then you have to kill the knights again, they will spawn. So you can see there, I'm not perfect. I finally got the dark motes, so what I did is I collected so I can go to the final dunk to spawn the ogre. So once I dunked the dark mode, I did a dodge near the boss so I can get my melee back. Then did a body shot at the ogre, throw my nade, and then swap to my submachine gun. And I'll be doing a mini time skip once I get full ammo for heavy since I need it for the boss DPS. Now I have all my special and my heavy ammo all full. I'll be switching my gear and then of course switching to marksman dodge. And then I'll be going to the boss fight. And since we have charge of light, we can get 20% damage at the boss with weapons. So just like the first phase, I like to throw my nade, try my best to shoot a body shot at the boss, and then shoot a grenade, shoot a heavy, and then of course will the horde. And like I said, always deal with the snipers, do not ignore them, they will kill you when you're doing the DPS at the boss fight. Here I like to shoot a body shot, dodge, body shot, and another one before it does its teleportation. Then I like to shoot another Wilderhorde at the snipers. And of course throw my nade, and then shoot more Wilderhorde. Then I like to go and deal with the last two snipers first. And I always like to be ahead from the boss than behind. And to be honest, I think it's much more safer than doing DPS behind the boss. So now I'm going to shoot as much heavy as I can. And of course use Wilderhorde as well. So I throw my nade, and of course I'll be using my super. And we'll be multitasking using my heavy, my special, and super at the same time. My DPS at the boss is much better than my first one because the first one my health was so low, so I had to back up a little bit. And yes, again, I do apologize that my PS4 looks weird, like laggy-ish. I was looking for some extra ammo so I can deal with the knights and with the prisons. And I didn't really have too much luck looking for ammo. Another thing I'd like to mention, I don't know if I could be wrong or right, but I noticed the boss's health is much more than the last season. But I could be wrong about it. You know, it's been a long time since I've done a solo prophecy run. So now I'll be switching back my gear. So we can carry Charge of Light for the boss DPS for the third one. Remember to switch to Gambler's Dodge before going to the third room. You can also save your super as well if you want to. For me, I didn't need to save my super to use it for this room. Now this room is the most annoying. I highly dislike this room because there is so much dark and it's really hard to get light modes in this room. I was trying my best to get light modes for the night. I have no special and I'm about to run out of grenade launcher. I am trying to kill the knights with the heavy, but it is not working too well, and of course I'm trying to throw my nade at the same time. So if this happens to you where you're low on heavy and you're on red health, just back away. Try your best to take down the prisons with your primary weapon. This is one of the reasons why I don't really like this room at all. Trying to get light modes, but there's just not enough light in this room. Mainly dark. And if you have to dunk all light modes, then this is going to be probably the most annoying and difficult room you will have to deal with. Just make sure you use your primary weapon to get special and heavy. And because I'm not using concussive dampener, I'm sacrificing myself to get more ammo. This can be a little bit dangerous. If you are dying a lot in this final boss fight, then instead of putting double grenade launcher reserves, just put one concussive dampener. Because concussive dampener does help a lot for this dungeon. But you can see here I was feeling confident I don't need it. And I wanted ammo, a lot of ammo for the boss fight. I was waiting for the prisons to spawn in so I can try my best to kill them. Then hopefully I can get some special ammo so I can body shot these knights with Will of the Horde. You can also use nades to take down these prisons. So finally I found some special. And now I can deal with the knights. So now finally we got the light modes. I want to get the hardest part out of the way. So like I said before, you shoot a body shot, nade, turn invisible, swap for your machine gun, submachine gun, and then shoot a Warmind cell, and then clear down some ads if there are more. Now you can see an example of how annoying it is to get these light modes in this room because there's literally barely any light, and it could be a little annoying to get these light modes. So I'm trying to kill the last night so I can collect my final last light mode. And then finally I can dunk it. Of course, do a little melee attack near the boss so I can get my melee back. Then I can clear down the ads with the Warmind cell. So now we're gonna go for the dark modes, and you can see in this room there's so much dark and it's very easy to get it. So now I'm just trying to make more Warmind cells so I can clear down these ads, because they are multiplying way too much for me to control. So I'm just trying to take down these knights. So if you do shoot a body shot on the knights, you can one-shot them. You can just move to the light or the dark of the modes you want to get. I can finally collect all the dark modes. Always make sure you are on full health before dunking the mote. The last ogre will spawn. And of course, remember to swap your submachine gun so you can make a Warmind cell. Like I said, it works 90%. If it doesn't work, just keep shooting more Will of the Horde at the prisons so you can make a Warmind cell when swapping to machine gun, submachine gun. So now I'm going to do a mini time skip. I'm going to gather a little bit more heavy for the final boss DPS. And of course, switching my Gambler's Dodge to Marksman Dodge for the DPS for the boss. You can also use your super if the boss's health is low. In this footage, I kind of forgot I had super. And to be honest, when I was doing this run, it was really late and I was very sleepy. My left eye was also burning and hurting me while doing this video because a little mini fly went to my eye and it was not fun. So now I'm trying to use as much as heavy and special as I can. I try to do a body shot as well and take down the snipers. Decide to take down the snipers first and then deal with the boss, since the boss will be dead very soon. We finally did a 3 phase, almost 2 phase, without Anarchy. So thank you so much for watching. I was struggling with the error codes. I couldn't do my full prophecy run because of the lag, and of course I was getting error coded bird all the time. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.